biggest issue I've had, which is more of a long-term issue, we refinanced an apartment building. We weren't paying attention to our shit. We distributed the $1.3 million that came back, every single penny of it, because we thought we were fine on cash flow. And then we decided to do all common area upgrades. Well, I should have held back some of that money and not distributed every single dollar back to the investor group. But no, on the front side, we haven't had an issue. If we did, there was a heavier lift, we would look at a capital call, which we would try to avoid in any way, shape, or form. But that's the ability that you have as a sponsor. Yeah, I'm still aggregating data on that because I'm having the same, not issue in Baton Rouge, but we've been like moving budgets. We've been working on negative keywords like buying CubeSmart, buying Life Storage, trying to buy our competitors' stuff on keywords. So I'm still trying to figure that piece of it out. I will say, if you go to nowhere, where are you in? Alabama or Ohio? Sorry, I hate Ohio. Is
I'll hate you.
The middle of nowhere of the country, and there's no sophisticated operators near you. You can usually buy ads better there, and $500 is sophisticated. If I got a ton of pressure from Life Storage and other operators, I'm probably gonna bump my budget up on that. Right now, most of that's gut. I don't have great data on it, which I'm trying to work on. And so we've been using Automated, and they've been very aggressive on manipulating our keyword searches and all those things to try to really streamline our budget. So, sorry, I don't have a good answer for you. You want me to just say depends next time? So what am I willing to pay off the 158, which I don't think I did a good job describing where that comes from. Shoot, wrong way. Would be a 10 cat. Again, just kind of, it was a little hard for me to follow. I was in my normal process, but 1.585. But now we need to pressure test the price against the cash flow and see if it makes sense. So my cash flow situation is I'd buy for 1.585. I'd put in a loan of 1.18, and I would require about 600 grand of equity. And you're probably saying, well, why do you need more of equity? Because of that $600,000, I got operating capital, I got closing cost, I got any CapEx reserve, I got any fees that are getting paid to debt brokers. This is probably a little tight because I didn't go into my normal pro forma. But either way, I went on 600 grand. That gives me a debt service at 6%, I think probably on a 25-year, if I had to guess, is what I did. It was 85 grand and a preferred payment of $48,000, giving me a negative cash flow on day one of about 13 grand. Overall, my pro forma cash flow, if I could get it to cash flow positive, would have been about 25 grand a year if I could do what I needed to do. So negative day one, negative 13,000. If I could get it to where I wanted, I'd cash flow about 25 grand. So what do I do with that number? Well, I don't want to work for pennies. My LP's return would only be about 9.4. I usually try to get that up over 10 because anything above 10, we're really winning. So the way you figure out the LP return, and this is like limited partner. The limited partners are my equity investors. They're limited because they don't have voting rights. They're investing into the deal and they're a partner. We're the general partnership. We run and operate the deal. This is a shortcut, but $48,000 comes from the preferred return plus their pro rata share of the stabilized cash flow. I did not factor a sale into this because that would change all this around, but that would take a lot of work. So for me though, this like isn't a deal, right? Like there's 25 grand coming out and that only leaves me about 13,000 bucks. I'm not doing a deal for $13,000, and that's not a cocky statement. I don't think anybody's time right now is probably worth 13 grand. Yeah, you're trying to do your first deal. Maybe you want to swing the bat, go do it. But for us that are doing deals, 13 grand is not the best utilization of my time, energy, or effort for what's coming in and what I've seen out there so far.